sexual health. We like to think we know a lot about it, but do we really? Keep watching for the details.
Plus, YTV got an inside look at Cabaret, a new student production that performs a musical in Nazi Germany.
Stay tuned for these stories and more. It's your Yale, your week, and your news. Hello and welcome to YTV. I'm Michael Leopold. To start, we'll go to Stefina Yuli in the newsroom with this week's headlines.
Thanks, Michael. The Yale School of Management has received 31% more applications for its MBA program compared to this time last year. SOM Associate Dean David Bach said that this much growth is usually seen in very small or new business school programs, as opposed to ones like SOM. The increase has been attributed to several admissions initiatives, including visiting more cities on admission trips and hosting more events for prospective students. Access Yale, a 2-year initiative to raise $200 million for financial aid at the university, was launched on Tuesday. The initiative is meant to support the expansion of the undergraduate student body by securing the funds needed to keep Yale College affordable for all students. It also aims to provide more aid to the graduate and professional schools. President Peter Salovey added that the university has already raised 25% of its $200 million fundraising goal. An email sent to the student body by Dean Holloway earlier this week stated that a Calhoun freshman fell from a window in Bingham and was taken to Yale New Haven Hospital for injuries. The student was conscious and alert when emergency personnel arrived at the scene. Students wanting to discuss their feelings were advised to meet with their friends, advisors, freshman counselors, deans, and masters. On January 15th, senior Michael Cruciger filed a police report after discovering that his MacBook had been taken from his suite in Trumbull College. University spokesperson Tom Conroy told the news that Yale detectives were investigating the situation and actively pursuing several leads. Crime logs from the Yale Police Department showed 4 more reported thefts in Trumbull College shortly after January 15th. That's it for this week's headlines. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Stefina. The YDN recently conducted a survey on sexual health at Yale, drawing data from over 600 students. To supplement the data, reporters Herbie Gilman and Nicole Daly went around campus to see how accurately Yaleys could guess the results of the survey. Here are their findings.
Like how many times they sleep together?
Probably like somewhat regular, I'd assume.
So what does rare mean?
Like actual percentages?
Yeah.
Probably somewhat regular for a majority of people here.
I don't know. I feel like Yaleys, like
Some people who have regular encounters and other people who don't have sexual contact at all. So
Rare would be like 30 or 40%.
maybe like half. Maybe like 30.
So a little above never.
somewhat regular, maybe 65%.
50%?
So, but it was broken down between, 30%, 36%. It's like pretty cool. It's 36%, so good job.
Okay. Those are my friends.
Let's say he and I were about to get down. If I were to ask him, like, who else have you been with, or how many other people have you been with?
Like not, well, maybe like, maybe like 10%? Like
5%.
I would say like 1%.
0. Yeah.
10%.
15%?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See.
I don't know anything about this stuff.
What?
Among respondents, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
I mean, like, it's an awkward conversation to have. So.
7%.
20 or 30%, maybe?
20%? 25%? 30?
Like a 20%.
20 or 30%.
25% of them.
4%
Wow.
have more than one.
I was pretty close.
Would be that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Guess Yale's not very sexy.
Okay.
To see the full results of the survey, check out the online feature posted on the YDN website.
And elsewhere at Yale, the men's hockey team has been having a terrific season. We sat down with the team's top scorer, John Hayden, a sophomore who was just named an alternate captain of the U.S. entry into the World Junior Championships. We go to Kate Walker for more.
By the time John Hayden arrived on Yale's campus as a freshman in 2013, he had already been drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks in the third round of the NHL draft. The expectation set for him by his Yale teammates and coaches was high.
When you come in, draft pick, playing at the development program, there certainly are high expectations behind something like that. I knew he was going to be an impact player right away.
Over halfway through his sophomore season, Hayden has indeed proven himself to be an impact player, leading the team with 12 total points. His size and skill has assisted the Bulldogs to a 12-5-2 record.
I think he's really kind of embraced his role as a leader, even as a sophomore. He's leading the team in points right now, I think, and that's huge to have, especially from somebody so young.
He's certainly a much greater leader now than he was last year, and I would expect that to continue as he goes on. But, he's a leader by example because his work ethic is so great.
He's playing those big minutes, and he's one of our biggest impact players. He's a big part of what our record is right now.
Those minutes have made Hayden a stronger and more confident player, and have led to even more successes outside of Ingles Rink. In December, Hayden was selected to represent the United States in the 2015 International Ice Hockey Federation World Junior Championship, an annual tournament for national under-21 ice hockey teams from around the world, hosted in Montreal. Just last year, Hayden tried out for the same team and was cut. This year was a different story.
So I just felt like an overall better player. College hockey has older players. Playing against guys that are a few years older than me helps a lot. There aren't many games in the season, which leaves a lot of time for practice and lifting. So obviously that helps you as a player.
The U.S. lost in the quarterfinals. Hayden and Keith Elaine, Hayden's coach at Yale, as well as three-time head coach of the U.S. entry at World Juniors, insist the experience was an important and productive one.
It was awesome. Obviously, any time you get to represent your country, compete for gold is a good experience, and then playing against players of that caliber makes it even better.
For YTV, this has been Kate Walker.
The team's next Ivy League game will be against Princeton on January 30th at 7 p.m.
2 weeks from now, the work of over 70 cast and crew members will culminate in a brand new student production, Cabaret. Set in a Nazi concentration camp, Cabaret is a musical where the World War II inmates are holding no ordinary performance. Instead, they're singing and dancing for their lives. We go to Annalise Morello for more.
Welcome, bienvenue, welcome. Fremda, étranger, stranger.
In 2 weeks, Calhoun senior Noam Shapiro's theatrical vision will hit the stage as he tackles heavy themes involving an impending Nazi power in Germany just before World War II in the show Cabaret.
The show is about Cliff Bradshaw, who's an American novelist who comes to visit Berlin in 1931 for inspiration for a new novel. He falls in love with Sally Bowles, who's a cabaret singer, but their love affair intersects with the rise of Nazism in Germany.
The show portrays inmates in a Nazi concentration camp that are quite literally performing for their lives. This was a harsh reality for many people living in and around Germany during the 1930s, and Cabaret certainly addresses some of these more substantial themes.
This show is happening within a concentration camp, sort of forces you to question, are we like the people watching this production in a camp? Are we standing by while these horrors are going on?
And how we deal with change on a very broad level, and all of the characters kind of willfully ignoring the change that's happening in front of them. And in the face of love, in the face of loss, how we use this motif of a cabaret to kind of like perform and ignore throughout.
This project has been met with a lot of enthusiasm and has one of the largest casts and production staffs that Yale has seen in recent years.
One of my goals for this production was to involve as many people as possible to create opportunities for those who want to get involved in theater.
We have 30 people in our ensemble. Definitely a challenge, especially with Yale students and Yale schedules especially, but I think that the audience is really going to enjoy the cohesion that we've been able to manufacture with this many people, and it's really certainly important for telling such a large scale and important story.
While many people are familiar with the show Cabaret, whether it's from the movie or the recent revival starring Emma Stone, Noam is excited to bring new life to this musical.
I'm also really excited to engage with our audience about this history of incredible and vibrant and very beautiful performances that existed during the Holocaust.
Cabaret's first performance will take place on February 6th in Yale's Whitney Theater. For YTV, this has been Annalise Morello. Back to you.
For more information, go to the Yale Drama Coalition website.
And as always, we end with our Everybody Has a Story segment. This week, we sat down with Walter Shapiro, a Yale professor and notable journalist who has covered the last 9 presidential elections. This week, Cody Pomerantz got his thoughts on Obama's recent State of the Union address.
There's a moment that everyone's been talking about that, blew up the Twitter feed, and you know what it is. It's when he responded to Republicans cheering when he said, I have no more campaigns to run. And then he responded to cheering by saying, I know because I've won both of them.
Right. And first of all, that was just in the middle of his sermon about how we should stop this silly, divisive partisanship and just play for cable TV. We're better than that. And then confronted with the mildest of provocations, Barack Obama resorted to a cable television gotcha moment 2 minutes after he was attacking cable television gotcha moments. It was in theater and novels, they tell you, show, don't tell. What the President of the United States showed was that this partisanship is so ingrained on both sides that it's almost impossible to eradicate.
To watch the full interview, go to the Yale Daily News website.
And that concludes this week's news segment. We'll leave you with a fun clip of how Yaleys are achieving, or not achieving, their New Year's resolutions.
Thanks for watching. It's your Yale, your week, and your news.
Excuse me, do you want to be on TV? Will you guys answer a question for... It's for a good cause. Please. Do you want to be on TV? Will you guys answer a question for TV? No? What was your New Year's resolution?
I didn't have one.
Oh.
I didn't bother making any.
New year, new you. What's new about you?
Thinking like a new girlfriend. You want to go on a date?
No.
I don't have any resolutions.
Why not?
Lived a perfect life in 2014, so.
I did not make a New Year's resolution because I believe in constantly trying to improve yourself, and I don't need a special occasion to tell me to do that.
I don't believe in them, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because, every day is like a new year.
I had 10 New Year's resolutions. Which one?
Spend more time in the library working as opposed to not working in the library.
Go to classes that I don't usually take.
We're starting to do boot camp today. Get in shape.
So how's it going?
Well, we're starting today.
To bench twice my body weight.
I would like to watch more movies.
Eat more calories. I really feel like I haven't consumed enough this year.
My New Year's resolution was to drink less and dance more.
How's it going so far?
I still drink quite a bit, unfortunately, so not too great, but we're getting there.
I want to FaceTime my mom more often. I feel like she doesn't see me enough, and so I'm going to try and FaceTime her at least twice a day.
How's that going so far?
FaceTimed her once this week. Need to work on it.
Clean out as much of Commons as possible. And I'm slowly working through Pearson Dining Hall as well.
Other one was to start a business, so hopefully that happens.
Okay, do you have an idea?
I don't know if it'd be okay to share it right now.
To keep being me.
Finding Dory is coming out this year, as I heard in 2013, and ever since then I've had a little countdown,
Just to dance more.
Can you demonstrate?
That's how you dance. That's 2015 right there.
Thanks. Well, there you have it. Looks like 2015 is going to be a great year, regardless of whether or not you've made a New Year's resolution. For YTV, this has been Caitlin Kiker and Harrison Tracy.